I think we might have taken, a wrong turn somewhere along the way.
Oh my goodness, I think we took on way more than we can handle here. So this is just magical. We're here at 7 in the morning and the trees are so magnificent.
After a very exciting month in Medellin, we were more than ready to see a different side of Colombia.
Yeah, so if Medellin was all about intense, big city living, we wanted an experience that would basically be the total opposite.
So we were thinking countryside, farm stays, home cooking.
And then we discovered that there's a whole region where you can get all that and you can visit the prettiest town in all of Colombia.
Well, there's a lot of pretty towns in this area.
Yeah, but there's supposed to be one town that's the most pretty.
We made it to the coffee region. So we've made our way to the coffee region, and this is an area that's very well known to locals, but I think a bit less known to international tourists.
So we're spending the next couple weeks traveling from hacienda to hacienda. We're starting off right here in this charming coffee plantation.
Then we're making our way to what is possibly the most popular hacienda in the whole region. I mean, this place is booked out months in advance.
And then we're finally heading to Solento. And this is supposed to be the most perfect example of a traditional coffee town. Of course, the word is out about Solento, so we have no idea if it still feels authentic or if it's kind of overrun with tourists. So we had a pretty quick flight from Medellin. So this is the first hacienda of our whole trip. We literally just arrived. The lovely family that owns it gave us an enormous lunch to eat, and we were finally getting a chance to see our room. Oh my, it's really cute. This place is just adorable. So they've decorated it with some really charming little photos. So the main attraction, the main reason why everyone comes to this hacienda is they are one of the original coffee plantation tours of the whole zone. And we're gonna get one of those tours tomorrow morning. So this room is really sweet. I mean, it has everything we need for a 2-night stay. And of course, I really enjoy planning our trips this way. So we're starting out with something very simple, a little bit rustic, and then by the end of our journey, we're gonna be in someplace very special indeed. And of course, waking up to that view in the morning is gonna be absolutely priceless.
Of course, we weren't going to come to the coffee region and not do a tour of a coffee plantation. Now, this tour is 3 hours long, and thankfully it is available in English. I mean, my Spanish is okay, but I don't think it would hold up for 3 whole hours. So we just finished learning how to plant coffee. Now we're headed off to pick some. So I've got my basket, I've got my hat, I'm ready to go. So even though this is a coffee tour, we're actually learning about a whole bunch of different plants. It seems like every few steps there is another one along the way. We've seen cacao, we've seen star fruit, we've seen cotton. There's just like so many different plants growing here. Wow, it's pretty much just all coffee bushes as far as I can see. Okay, enough relaxing. Now it's time to go pick coffee. Well, that was a whole lot of work for not a lot of beans. Well, we've learned about the whole coffee making process, from cleaning and drying, roasting and grinding, and finally, it's the moment of truth. We get to taste the coffee. Here we go. Ooh, well, that's very strong, but absolutely delicious. I definitely give top marks to this coffee tour.
Okay, by the way, if you've watched this far and you're wondering who we are,
I'm Gillian, this is Stephanie. We're traveling the world full-time with these 2 little guys and sharing it with all of you as we go.
So that place was a little on the rustic side, but you know, they give an excellent coffee tour, and the family that runs the place is just lovely. They really took care of us there. So that's definitely a recommend from us. 2 should be very different because this is a much bigger operation, and in fact, it's really, really popular.
Hola, buenos días.
So we're all checked in, we got our room, and I can tell you already, this place is a little slice of paradise. So this hacienda is actually multiple buildings all within this very large property. I have no idea how big it is. And it's just filled with gorgeous plants and trees and birds. We're already seeing so many, we literally just arrived. So this place has a few types of lodgings. There is the inexpensive hostel, and then at the upper end they have some nicer rooms that are part of the original farmhouse. And then where we're staying is the mid-range. So we're in the coffee lodge, which is right over here. I'm thinking this is going to be a pretty nice place to spend a few days. So they've got all of these great open spaces for lounging all around the lodge. There's a pool that is just begging us to go in. Okay, I think it's time to see the actual room now. Let's go. They've got a lot of capacity here, you can tell. So it's definitely much bigger than the last place we were in. Okay, this is us. So it's a pretty simple room, but I really like it. And apparently haciendas have this very distinct style. So much like the last place we were in, there are the nice tiled floors, we've got white walls, and then the red doors and trim. And just over here we have my absolute favorite feature of the whole room, which is this beautiful little balcony. And right over here, I think this is gonna be my favorite spot in the whole lodge. So this is the perfect place to grab a cup of coffee because of course we're on a coffee plantation, grab a good book and just park myself here for a couple of hours.
So the lodge is absolutely beautiful, but what we really came here for are the hiking trails. This place has trails going all through the plantation, and over the next couple days we're going to check out as many as we can. Ooh, there's a purple banana tree. Why don't we see if any of them are ready to eat? Very hard. Okay, I guess that's not going to be our lunch today. Well, it looks like it's getting even steeper ahead, which I guess is what it takes to get the best view. Ugh. I think we might have taken, a wrong turn somewhere along the way. These must be the paths that the pickers use, and they're a little bit slippery, and it just rained, but I think I see a clearing ahead. Hola! Perdón, hola. No. Okay, I'll just keep going. Okay. Para aquí? No. Okay, gracias. Okay, after a few tense moments with some very protective farm dogs, we're back on the trail. This looks much better.
So we've arrived at our third destination here in our little adventure through Colombia's coffee region. And wow, I think that this place might be my most favorite so far. It's just a perfect little farmhouse perched right in the hillsides. I mean, we've got geese right here behind me. They're adorable. And we've arrived at exactly the right time because they're going to feed us a very traditional, very delicious Colombian lunch. Oh my goodness, I think we took on way more than we can handle here. So this is our first time having the very typical, very traditional lunch for this region. The dish is called
Bandeja paisa.
Bandeja paisa. Gillian has all the answers. And it is a fully loaded plate. So let's take a look at what we've got on this plate. It's quite something. So we have some beans, we have a fried egg, we have plantain, We have a lovely quarter avocado. This is some shredded beef, I believe, and then a sausage. And then way underneath, probably can't see it, we have a little bit of rice. And of course, we have the chicharron. So this is quite something. I really don't know where to begin. Smells delicious. So we've been waiting until we were in the countryside to try this because I definitely thought that it would be the best when you have it right on the farm. So here we go. Wow, okay. This is a meal that's definitely gonna last us through to dinner and probably to bedtime too. So the shredded beef is delicious. It's got a little onion, it's got some little cut up carrots in it. It's quite savory. They've cooked it very nicely, very melt in the mouth. And then, yeah, these are some like big hearty beans. So we're definitely gonna be satisfied after this. So we had a very specific reason for coming to this particular part of the coffee region. This part is famous for the Santa Rosa termales, and these are hot springs. And of course you can find hot springs in all parts of the country, but these ones are very special because they just happen to have a very incredible location right at the foot of a gorgeous waterfall. Okay, here come the views. I can see that the Instagram post-a-thon is already in full force. So this place isn't exactly what you'd call a hidden gem. It's actually a vast facility. We had quite a lineup to get in. There are a lot of people here. Well, this is quite the place. I don't really know what I was expecting. It's definitely a very beautiful setting. It's just spectacular. This waterfall is really lovely. It's quite busy here, so that's something to keep in mind if you're planning a visit. So lots of people running around, lots of families. Definitely, it's a major tourist attraction. All right, nothing left to do but get into our bathing suits and get into those thermal waters. We're here. Time to get excited. See your new place.
Well, we've covered quite a bit of ground on this tour across the coffee region, and we've finally reached our last stop. We're staying at yet another hacienda just outside of what's supposed to be Colombia's prettiest town. We're going to be discovering whether it's everything it's cracked up to be, but first, let's go check out our room. So we've stayed in quite a range of places over the last few days, but I'm thinking we've saved the best one till last. We've got this massive king-size bed over here and a great window to let in the light. And we've even got our own little living room over here, which is gonna be perfect for those chillier evenings in the mountains. And just outside, we've got the river rolling by. I mean, it's not gonna be hard to relax around here. Now, the main reason we're in the coffee region is to come right here to the town of Solento. This is one of the oldest in the region, and it's considered to be one of the most beautiful in all of Colombia.
And honestly, I can see why. It's got a scenic location right in the middle of the mountains. The buildings have been perfectly preserved, and then they're painted in all these wonderful colors. And of course, this is the place to come if you want to see the world's tallest palm trees. So this is just magical. We're here at 7 in the morning. We're really the first people in this section of the Cocora Valley, and the trees are so magnificent.
Of course, we're definitely not the only people to figure out that this is a special place to visit. I mean, the crowds are kind of unbelievable considering that this is a really small town in a pretty remote location.
It's a whole lot of people for a really tiny town. So we don't usually love being with hordes of other tourists, but I do think this place is actually worth it.
Yeah, I mean, popular places are usually popular for a reason, and beyond Solento, I definitely think the whole coffee region really deserves a visit.
Yeah, so after you see Cartagena and you've done the Caribbean coast, this would be the very next place I would come.
For sure. I mean, we really fell in love with the beautiful landscapes and all those charming haciendas.
Yeah, of course, if you're all done with nature by now and you're ready for more of an urban experience, Medellin is the next place to check out.
We just spent spent a month there and it was quite an eye-opening experience.
Yeah, it's a big city and it has the challenges of a big city, but it's also really dynamic and really exciting.
And you can check out all the highlights plus what it all costs. Just click on the next video right over here.